Rifleman. Starring Chuck Connors.
Well, the spring's a little weak. You better order a new one.
Looks like we got some visitors, Paul.
I ain't never seen a rifle fire like that before.
She sure spits out lead, don't she? Well, why don't we water up here?
Saw those two in town last night. One of them's a troublemaker. I could throw him out of North Fork.
The animals would like a drink.
Well, there's the water. Help yourself.
Oh, going. Mighty fast shooting gun you got there, mister. I got some beaver pelts on old Jake over there. Might be willing to trade you for it.
Sorry, stranger. This rifle's not for sale. Here, son, you better let me give you a hand.
Hey, Gorwin, you bring them beaver pelts out of my bag. I just made myself a trade.
All right, you were thrown out of North Fork last night for your bad manners. Now get up and get on your horse and get out of here. Go on.
Hey, get out of here.
Well, maybe we ought to just go on, Ambrose.
Now, I'm set on getting that gun. He turned down a fair trade because we was mountain boys.
Well, maybe he just didn't want to give his own gun up.
Oh, now, 10 beaver pelts, he could buy himself a new gun for that. It's like them town people thinking us mountain boys are so much dirt. I reckon it's dark enough now.
How does it look now, Paul?
Well, that's a good job of braiding, son. Almost ready to sew on the buckle.
Yep. Think maybe we can use a silver dollar for a buckle, like those Texas trail hands wear?
Well, I don't know if we have to use something worth $1, Mark. Tell you what, you finish up the braiding. I'll get that old saddle we bought from San Jacobin. It's got a silver cinch. Might even look prettier than a silver dollar.
All right.
Dead, son. The rifle went off accidentally when the other fella jumped me.
What are we gonna do now, Paul?
Well, first I'll tell Micah so he can arrange for a proper burial. Then tomorrow I'd better return his horse to his folks.
Up in the high country.
Uh-huh. That's the least I can do.
Should I come along with you, Paul?
Well, they're strange people, son. But they live close to the good book. I'm sure it'll be all right. Come on, help me hitch the wagon. We'll take him into town.
Ambrose, Tully fetched us news we were hoping is wrong.
I'll cut my right arm off. I could make it wrong, Jeremiah. Goin was gunned down with no more ceremony paid to him than a sick hound dog, ready for his grave.
May the Lord rest his soul.
Do you see this town fella who did it?
I was just telling Mrs. Morgan here. Having no gun, I had to go scampering off, fearing the same thing might happen to me. Oh, going is like an old hound dog didn't have a chance. I never made it myself. Old Jake broke his leg down on the waist. Took me almost a whole day getting here.
We'll hold proper services, Miss Morgan. Giving proper and respectful attention to your oldness on leaving us. Then we'll...
Well, that's him. That's the fellow what killed Gorwin.
This horse I brought belongs...
We know who it belongs to, mister. What we don't know is why you killed my boy.
I didn't kill him, ma'am. I didn't know he was your boy. I sure offer you...
Are you saying you didn't kill Gorwin, Morgan, mister? We got somebody here says you did.
Well, from what I've seen of this man, I wouldn't take any stock in what he says.
You saying Gorwin Morgan didn't die by your hand?
That's right, it was an accident.
Man's got a right to defend himself. You'll have a turn telling your story.
Turn?
Talking at your trial, mister.
I didn't come up here for a trial. I don't know what this man's told you, but I can guarantee you it's far from the truth.
Truth is what we're after. We'll go inside, hold a fair trial.
Move, Claire.
Well, you come on now, come on. I sure swear to telling the truth. I just hope this townsman here sees fit to show the same respect to this book.
Just tell it simple, Ambrose. Don't fancy up the details.
Well, no sooner than Gore and me set foot into town, they throwed us into jail. Yes, sir, right into jail. No sooner we showed our faces and we heard somebody yell, "Mountain boys!" And they started roughing us and shoving us around, yelling at us to get out. Well, we didn't get. Now, pride, kinda. Well, into jail we went. Well, you know how them townspeople looked at us last year when we went into town, looking to buy them store-bought shoes. Have we ever been treated right and proper going into any town? No, sir. I reckon we know how they feel about us mountain folk.
Is that what you call the truth? Make him tell you how drunk he got, how he smashed the feed store window, how he insulted half the women in Norfolk.
Now, just a minute. We know Ambrose here ain't no lily white. But you'll get a chance to talk later. And I don't see this has anything to do with this here trial, Ambrose. Now, suppose you get round to telling us about Gorwin.
Well, we left town, heading back for the hills. Place where a man can hold his head up. It's where lying and cheating ain't nothing but a word for book learning. And passing this here fella's place, we thought we'd water the horses. And maybe that's where our trouble really started. When he said that hill folk weren't no account welcome on his land.
That's a lie.
Now, the next man that uses any violence at this here trial is going to make an accountant to me.
I'm all right, sir.
You sit down over there, boy. And you, mister. I don't know how they conduct trials in town, but up here we aim to get all the facts. Now, you be quiet until your turn comes. Go on, Ambrose.
Well, we started to leave. Then I saw this gun the fella had. I asked him, be a fair trade, 10 beaver pelts for a rifle? He says, sure. So he takes his gun down and turns around real slow, like with a smile on his face, like he's thinking of a joke or something. And that's when he shot Gorwin.
That's all right!
Him smiling like he'd never seen nothing so funny in his life. Gorwin falling to the ground and squirming, his lifeblood pouring out in the dirt.
Liar! Liar! Liar!
Easy, son. Easy.
Your turn's come, mister. And keep in mind you're in the presence of the good book.
The Truth here is fairly simple. Ambrose here and Gorwin came to my ranch and tried to buy my rifle. I wouldn't sell it. So they came back later that night and tried to steal it.
My boy would never steal.
I beg your pardon, man. Ambrose here tried to steal it. I meant to say your son was with him.
Are you saying you shot Gorwin when they were trying to make off with your rifle?
Nobody shot Gorwin. Ambrose jumped me, tried to take the rifle away, and the gun went off in the scuffle. Gorwin happened to be standing by when the bullet hit. It was an accident, pure and simple.
Come here, boy. Now, so far, it's your paw's word against the word of one of our own. I don't know your paw, if a lie would stick in his throat. But I know it ain't natural for a man raised among us to lie. So what I'm gonna do, boy, is take your word for what happened. Maybe we'll be releasing a man who's guilty. But better one man go free on our misjudgment than one paying for something he didn't do.
Like Pa said, he started out of the house when this man jumped him, trying to get the rifle. It just went off by itself.
You saw all that, boy?
Well, sure,
Well, boy?
I didn't exactly see it. I was in the house. I heard the rifle go off, and when I went outside, Pa was going to Gorwin's body.
You heard that gun go off, and you ran outside right away?
Oh, well, yes, sir.
Where was the rifle, boy?
Oh, Pa was carrying it.
In the face of hearing all sides of this story, anyone thinking this man is not guilty of killing Gorwin Morgan can speak his piece. So be it. The verdict is guilty.
Now, wait a minute.
If I had one more witness to back up Ambrose's words against you, I'd hang you, mister. But since I haven't, I'm going to sentence you to labor 5 years in the service of Mrs. Morgan, replacing that service you took from her when you killed her son. Put the chains on him.
But you... Wait a minute!
Or you stay here with your paw. You'll earn your keep by doing chores.
I get my hands on you, Ambrose, I'll shove your lying tongue down your throat.
You ain't gonna be doing nothing, mister. Seeing as I'm marrying into this family, I'm volunteering to see that you do your share of the work for the next 5 years. And I'm thinking at the end of that time, you're going to be just as tame as a 2-day-old kitten.
Eat, boy. Young'uns need growing strength.
I'm not hungry.
Appears to me, boy, you got no cause to be a-moonin'. If your pa was a mountain boy and a tried down there in town, he'd be a-hanging pretty quick once he was adjudged guilty of killing.
My pa didn't kill nobody.
Bear up, boy.
Nothing unnatural, a boy believing his own pa. Fix McCain a dish of victuals.
There. You put a little in that first.
Now, you hear me out, boy. Just yesterday, I had a fine son. And today, I'm a-grieving. I'm a-trying to keep the hate from my heart. Now, there's no hate in me for you and your pa, but I got services coming to me for my loss.
It's not right. My pa being chained and worked.
Well, maybe it don't seem right to you. 'Cause you don't see us as real people up here, having laws and the right to keep the peace. But it's just as right as your town folk is sending a man off to their prison for 5 years. No, I'm trying to say that I'll treat you as my own, long as you deserve the treating. But don't press me, boy. Don't stir up the grieving.
You don't look like the kind of man to shoot Gorwin with no cause.
I didn't shoot Gorwin. Ambrose was lying.
Now, just what would you want to do with some silly old soft fire?
It takes some doing, but it just might cut through these chains.
Just mad at that.
Well, I'm sure obliged to you, miss.
You ain't got it yet.
I ain't good enough for you, huh? The town man is?
Ambrose! Stop it.
I catched him and she together.
Get in the house.
Now, you just give me 10 minutes alone with him, Mrs. Morgan. We'll settle for all time as to what his proper place is around here.
Yeah, well, when a whooping needs handing out, I'll do the same. Now, go on to bed.
What?
Mister, I don't intend to be worrying about you day and night. Now you'll eat, sleep, do the chores Ambrose sets out for you, and you'll put in every day of your lawful time to me. Now, boy, say goodnight to your pa and come along.
Mark, I want you to try and get out of here if you can.
I'm not leaving without you, Pa.
You can see Mike and bring help back, son.
I can't leave without you. They'd do something to you.
I want you to do as I tell you.
Come along, boy. It's bedtime.
Go along now, Mark. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Be careful.
Boy, put them buckets on the porch and come back and pick up some of this wood and fetch up the wood bin. Nobody told you to rest, McCain. You ever do any plowing, McCain? Front of a plow? Come on, boy!
Mark, do everything you're told. We're leaving here at midnight. I have a file. One chain link's cut halfway through.
Well, what are you doing, boy? You sure are clumsy, boy.
Touch that boy again, I'll tear your throat out.
Oh, that sure makes you riled, don't it, mister? Well, it's just a sample unless you say you killed Gorwin. Guess we'll have to start by teaching this young'un some manners.
Let that boy go.
You just watch, mister. You just watch and see what's gonna get coming to you, huh?
Let that boy go!
McCain! Stop it!
Stop it! Stop! Up, mister! As God-fearing people, we temper justice with mercy, mister. But maybe you'll be forcing us to carry out a hanging.
You talk like a man, but you're nothing but a hypocrite. You're all one big sham. Everybody's got a right to set up a community, make laws for their own protection. But this is the first place I've ever been at. The first kind of people I ever met who base their justice on where a man's from. Because he's one of your own, you accept blasphemy from him, well, so be it. But don't you call it law or justice.
Yeah. Let's see how much talking he can do with a rope stretching his neck.
Wait! You hear? You talk big words, mister. But words don't mean much when the man who's speaking them's looking out for his own skin. Would you say, mister, that a liar and a coward are generally one and the same?
I'd say if a man is one, he's usually the other.
Light 2 torches. Fetch some tools to take his chains off. All right, mister. We're gonna see and look for the coward between you and Ambrose. And the liar. Take this, mister. If he runs, shoot him down. Make a circle. All right, mister. Now let's see who's the hypocrite.
See, I kind of been raised on this torch fighting, mister. Got a few burns here and there, but you see me alive and jumping.
You think a liar and a coward are one and the same, Ambrose? Well, I think he is. So you just be a brave man and keep saying you were telling the truth.
Don't. No, don't. No, I was lying. I was lying. Don't.
Get up, Ambrose.
No.
Put the chains on him.
Oh, you can't put no chains on me. I'm one of you.
You ain't no longer one of us. You lied to your own.
Jeremiah, was an accident. Now, Miss Morgan,
The punishment that was to be meted out to the stranger is going to be meted out to you.
Mrs. Morgan, with beef bringing little or nothing on the market, I'd appreciate it if you'd take a heifer off our hands.
Thank you, Mr. McCain. Fresh milk something comes in mighty handy. We're beholden for your forgiveness.
Thanks, Claire. Come on, son.
It's best we get about our chores.